Hey everybody, welcome to Kame House Party. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Vince.
It is the only improv comedy Dragon Ball podcast in the known universe. We are attempting to watch every episode of every iteration of Dragon Ball there is, and then we come onto these microphones to talk about what we watched. What we talked about gives us inspiration for various comedic improv scenes that we do. Just some general goofing around. Thank you for joining us on this. We hope you're entertained. But before we can get the show on the road, before we can talk about this week's episode, well, we got to do a little thing called Kame housekeeping. We have to shuffle some things around. We got to put a bunch of clothes from our bed and pile it into the closet so you can't see it. We got to clean up. And the first order of Kame housekeeping is the UN-sanctioned and, dare I say, world-famous 1 minute roundup whip sound. Yup, I love this fresh country air.
There's just something about it. Once you get outside of the town and you just see the rolling fields of grass flanked by small trees.
I smell the smell of nature, the sweet nectar. Freshly cut grass.
All the stray dogs just running along the tree line. Oh yeah, all the trimmed hedges out here, right outside of town.
Yep. The freshly paved sidewalks. You mean the municipal fountains paid for by taxpayers? That with the babbling brook piped in through speakers.
Oh, so good. The backdrop of the next town over, just far enough to make it seem real.
Oh, just nature at its finest.
The finest points of nature, including this gasoline light. Oh.
All the background actors pretending like they're jogging or selling hot dogs or they're nannies taking babies out on strolls.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you and I decided that we were comfortable being AI in Westworld.
I mean, what are you going to do, baby? It's you either accept it or you don't.
Oh my God, is that James Marsden?
See. I had an idea, but you beat me to something. So you'll never know because that was a surprisingly relaxing beginning of the 1 minute roundup, where we do a Western-themed improv scene to, I'd say, loosey-goosey our improv muscles up on that one to get ready for the show ahead. And it leads us into the 1 minute roundup proper, which is where one of us, this time Vince, has to summarize everything that has happened in Dragon Ball thus far. That's every episode of the original Dragon Ball. That is 55 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, summarized for you in under a minute. Vince, you got to get some pep in your step now. I know we're very zen, but you got to get going because I have to ask you, are you ready to round up?
Yes, I am ready to round up. In 3, 2, One. So there's 7 magic Dragon Balls. You collect them all, you can make a wish for anything you want. This Dragon Ball story centers around Goku. He's a kid at the beginning, goes on lots of adventures. He fights the Red Ribbon Army. He fights in a bunch of tournaments. He wins 1. He loses 2. He fights his master in disguise. He meets some friends along the way like Roshi, Bulma, Oolong, Par, Yamcha, Tien, Piccolo. Even though Piccolo was a bad guy at first, but now they're friends, kind of. And Piccolo trained Goku's son in Dragon Ball Z because there's a cutoff because Goku wins a tournament. Then he goes to Dragon Ball Z. He has a kid named Gohan. He's married to Chi-Chi. His brother from a space mother comes down. It's like, you're going to be a planet broker. He says, nah. And then 2 other space dudes come in and they're bad. And Goku almost beats one, almost kills the other. But Piccolo dies in the process, which means the Dragon Balls die. So now they have to go to Namek. So it's Gohan, Bulma, and Krillin on Namek trying to find the Namekian Dragon Balls. A lot of stuff's going down. There's a guy named Frieza that's there, and Vegeta's alive, but he's been not resurrected, but healed, and now he's playing mind games with Frieza.
Ooh. How love. Should I tone down the energy? Should we just have a very low key, kind of relaxed episode?
Are we chilling? Is that what this episode is? It's the chill episode.
Is this a lo-fi chill episode to study to?
This is the only podcast where you can study to.
Okay, all right. I usually like to fly through, be very announcery for these openings. I'm gonna breathe in, pretend like I'm an AI in Westworld, and just be calm. We'll see how long this keeps up before something ridiculous happens.
that gets us all amped.
Yeah, then we go off the handle. But Vince, thank you for that roundup. It was a very good explanation of things to come. And we are not the only ones who do the roundup. Sometimes our wonderful listeners like to send in their recordings of 1 minute roundups. And if you would like to do that, keep us from having to do it for a week, which we would appreciate. You can send your 1 minute roundup to kamehousepartypod@gmail.com. And guess what? You can do a bunch of takes. We'll never know.
That's true.
I mean, technically, we could do a bunch of takes, and you would never know, but we don't. That's my guarantee.
That's the KHP guarantee.
And that guarantee moves us to the next part of the very calm and very collected Kame Housekeeping, which is where we let you know that Vince and we watched 2 different versions of the episode. I watched the English subtitled version. Vince watches the English dubbed version. And we do this because it's just a thing we do. Don't ask too many questions, bud. And it's also fun to compare and contrast the differences. And the first difference is usually the title. Vince, will you please give us your title for episode 56 of Dragon Ball Z?
Of course. The English title for episode 56 of Dragon Ball Z, Zarbon's Mission. I tried to keep it chill. I didn't put too much sauce on it. And sure, Zarbon's mission is involved in this episode, but I'll wait to hear what yours is before I give my final thoughts.
I feel like mine's not good either, but let's see. So my title, the Japanese title, roughly translated for episode 56 of Dragon Ball Z, is An Enormous Battle Power. Frieza's scheme is shattered.
Okay. I'm also getting that could be a line from a lost Dragon Ball theme song. Can you say it one more time?
And keep in mind, I am taking out all 2 of the exclamation marks on this. An enormous battle power. Frieza's scheme is shattered.
Enormous battle power, Frieza's dreams are shattered. Go into the shower, go get that Dragon Ball off.
You go to the shower to get the Dragon Ball off?
Don't read into the lyrics too much, okay?
Look, when you're walking around all day, especially in those hot New York streets,
gotta get them Dragon Balls off.
Yeah, those Dragon Balls off. We know, everyone knows what we're talking about, and we can quickly move on to the episode proper, which starts out with just a bunch of panicking. Zarbon looking around the ship, doing a bunch of quick cuts, trying to find Vegeta. Frieza is just standing there, continuing to threaten his life. That's bad management, right?
Oh yeah. This is the manager that walks around the floor of the cube farm and is like, just checking in, making sure you're doing the right things for these calls, and everybody hates that.
Yeah.
But just imagine it's just more maniacal.
Just checking in to make sure I don't need to kill you.
Oh, Lord Frieza, please, I don't think you need to. I'm on the phone with Vegeta right now. I'll get the collection payments, Lord Frieza.
That's right. Frieza Force is also a collection agency.
That's right, Lord Frieza. And this Vegeta character is back from taking a short break. I had him on hold for over 5 minutes for no reason.
Oh, great. You get back to, yes, Zarbon, I won't kill you today. But we'll see. We'll see after lunch what happens. Which I hope you're eating at your desk.
Well, as they said in Lord Frieza, it's legal in France. It's good enough for me. Welcome back, Mr. Vegeta, was it?
It's Vegeta. You had me on hold for 5 whole minutes, which gave me ample time to hide the Dragon Balls.
Ah, yes. And we are going to collect those Dragon Balls.
No, you're not. You're dumb. Nana nana boo boo.
I want to remind you, Mr. Prince Vegeta, is that it? That you are being recorded for quality assurance purposes, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And if you do not return the Dragon Balls to FFC, the Frieza Force Corporation, we will have to come and seize them from you, punishable by death. Even Lord Frieza agrees.
Yes, that's right. I'm just really hankering for a murder. I'll kill anyone. I prefer to be Vegeta. But Zarbon, you're looking real murderable right now.
Well, I'd like to.
I heard your boss, damn. Do you want a new job?
No, I'm quite happy. I'm so happy, in fact, that I would never quit and join the likes of you, Mr. Vegeta. And also, I'll refer to you by your claim number, 01234F6988.
Nice.
Mr. Vegeta, please. We will take the Dragon Balls by force if you do not comply. You have 30 days.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, 1, shoot a giant energy blast within the ship. It's going to circle around the hallways. 2, I'm going to shoot a big energy blast through the window to the walls. And then I'm going to just chuck all these Dragon Balls into Namek.
Well, Mr. Vegeta?
Then I'm going to disappear.
Well, Mr. Vegeta, I'd like to thank you for that information, and I'd like to follow up on your walls comment to say the sweat beads are starting to fall because I am very nervous that my job is at risk. Now, I understand that you've made your claim. I'd like to thank you for taking my call. Most people don't take these collection calls, and what I'm going to do, Mr. Vegeta, is I'm giving you a 1-hour reprieve, where then I will come collect. Lord Frieza! Lord Frieza!
Why is my ship on fire? I hate this. It's my least favorite thing.
Lord Frieza, I gave him 1 hour's reprieve, and this is how he repays me.
You followed the on-screen prompt, which I'm proud of you for, but I am going to murder you in an hour unless you find him, because he did straight up steal the Dragon Balls.
Well, okay, I'm right on it, Lord Frieza. I just have to get these into the notes in case he calls or somebody else has to call him while I'm out.
Oh, yeah, definitely do paperwork, but it does cut into your hour.
Well, I get dinged if I don't.
You get dinged if you do.
Dinged if you do, dinged if you don't.
Anyway, I'm a chill. I'm just hang out in a non-burnt part of the ship.
I'll just continue to do these notes until I'm done. Okay, great.
All right. Also, avoid water. Don't look in there. That just seems stupid, right?
I agree, Lord Frieza. Finally, we agree on something, that water is stupid and shouldn't be touched or looked at.
Nope. I'm a Diet Coke man.
And
And seed.
seed.
That's why we do. What's great about those scenes is that we don't have to explain anything what happened. You got it.
You all got it. You've all been called by collections.
I just meant we don't have to explain what happened in Dragon Ball.
No.
I will say, dude, Vegeta just chucking Dragon Ball. It's the funniest thing in the world.
Because what it does is it reminds you how small he is.
Oh, these are twice the size of basketballs for him.
Right.
She shot putting him out the window.
Side note, we had a training basketball that we used for practice sometimes. We called it the big ball, but it's a basketball that is just big enough to fit within the rim. So it's like an extra large basketball.
A carnival basketball.
Pretty much. And our coach would hate it because we do it in a drill where we had to get a certain amount of points and you get like double for using the big ball. And
No, that's all you did?
well, no, what we would do is like we would take all these shots and sometimes it was like, hey, you guys have to make all these shots in a certain amount of time. And if you don't, you have to run. That's always it. That's always the punishment. And then he's like, and then he'll toss out the big ball and he'll just be like, if somebody makes it, then we're done. We're done for the day if somebody makes the big ball. And for like every time he gave us that option, someone would drill the big ball from a ridiculous point, and we could just see coaches. He's like, oh, come on. He's like, we had a full half hour, but I guess we're done. It was so fun. But that's what I see whenever I Vegeta chucking Dragon Balls across the planet, skipping them like rocks.
I know. Frieza's the coach, flabbergasted.
My coach went full anime. He was like, but practice. There's 30 more minutes left.
You heard a duh as he hit the ground in a single frame.
The assistant coach, one big bead of sweat on the back of his head. All the people watching us practice are pushing their fingers together, going, boing, 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 boing. Boy, this is embarrassing for the coach, isn't it?
Yeah. If nothing else, go watch that part of this episode. And we mentioned water because Vegeta definitely like, ha ha ha, I'm going to go underwater. That way you can't find me. And I mean, it works.
It's the ultimate hiding spot. Apparently, the Namekian water must be murky, or like our scene said, no bad guys look in water ever. None of them. A planet that's like 80% water.
So Gohan makes it to the village that Vegeta has destroyed, and he just sees a bunch of people murdered. And I am reminded again that Gohan is 5 years old.
Yep, that's what I wrote in my notes. He finds the thing, and I'm just like, oh my god. He's like 6. He's a child looking at all these dead bodies. And he's just like, they're all dead. Vegeta did this. I'm going to make him pay. I'm like, oh God, could you imagine? It's in my case, it's 1996. Little Vince has got a backwards hat and some day glow on, walking around the corner, and his entire neighborhood is dead.
How fortunate are we that we've never had to, knock on wood, deal with this. He's the most experienced little boy in the world.
Truly.
For good and for ill.
Mm-hmm. One of probably the strongest 6-year-old ever, Gohan, done dusted. And then, he's seen the most awful things.
This is the most death he's seen ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's truly heartbreaking. I don't have like a gag or scene ideas for this, nor do I want to. He sees all their fields I forget the name of the trees they were trying to replant on their planet, but he sees all their fields ruined.
Mm-hmm.
And he sheds a tear.
Pour one out for the blue moss, y'all.
Some water.
Yeah. Yeah, don't use hard liquor. It'll kill them.
Yeah, the Namekians and the plants.
That's true.
Y'all, be nice to Gohan. He's been through so much.
Mm-hmm. And you wonder why he eventually just said, I don't want to fight anymore.
Anytime I fight, bad things happen.
Yeah, any fight that Gohan is involved in, multiple people he knows and care about are murdered in front of his eyes.
This makes the most sense because in Goku's early days, when he was during his formative years, whenever he fights, he's having a blast.
Right.
It's a fun time. It's fun to fight.
It's fun to go back in time and fight your old master's nemesis. It's fun to fight big old scary monsters with swords. It's so much fun.
I mean, relatively speaking.
Oh yeah.
Training, I sensed some sarcasm there. I didn't know if I was picking it up correctly.
You were.
It's relatively speaking, it's more fun than, training with your best bud, delivering milk, wearing turtle shells, getting good food and napping versus an alien demon boy beating the shit out of you every day.
Who is 2 years younger than you, by the way.
Who was your junior.
Yeah. He's your junior, and he won't call you senpai.
That's incorrect, but I do like the idea of Piccolo being younger than Gohan. But yeah, let Gohan be, and we'll see why you should definitely let him be after the commercial. But let's get back to Vegeta. He surfaces. And I don't know if you noticed this, but that hair doesn't go anywhere.
The hold.
I know. Stiff.
It's insane. I mean, it was one of those things that I didn't write down in my notes, but definitely noticed. I was like, wait, Vegeta's hair never got wet? Is that like his ability? Like, is that because he's so strong, or is it just because he used an adhesive?
Is he just so angry? His hair never comes down. It's never floopy.
So stressed out.
His scalp is constantly strained.
Maybe that's what comes with sensing other people's ki. Maybe that's it. Maybe for him, that's how it manifests.
His little hair points in certain directions.
Mm-hmm. Like King Kai's antenna.
Like Trunks' hair doesn't stay... Well, his hair never had the volume of his dad. He's got Bulma hair.
He's got that Bulma hair.
But I'd love a Vegeta with his hair down.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
right?
Yeah.
For a night on the town.
Why couldn't GT have done that?
And a mustache.
Ponytail mustache Vegeta.
Give me high ass hairline. Ponytailed mustache Vegeta. And he's just, you know what? He's just having fun with his fish cover band. They just play in the garage. They don't do any gigs.
And instead of the pink Badman shirt, it's Band Man.
That's the name of the band. We do have merch. It's just, just for us. We went down to the, that store in the mall.
Yeah, where you can get trophies made.
Yeah, Alan, He's the one that recommended
Athletes
it.
Plus. Hey, I'm Alan. I'm the bass player.
Yeah. He started on drums, but oh boy, we all quickly learned that was not for him.
I got to stick to the guy, and Vegeta said, "You're not the guy."
Anyway, Bulma, we're gonna be out in the back. I'll get the grill started here shortly, but they're staying over. That's fine, right?
I think she said it's okay. Oh, did she say no?
She's ignoring me. She's busy. She's always inventing something. We've got the man cave in the garage. She's got her lady lair upstairs.
Oh, hello, young boys. It's me, Dr. Briefs. I'd like to join the band.
Papa Briefs. We're kind of already filled. Oh boy, you have your theremin there.
Mm-hmm. Theremin music was all the rage when I was younger. I don't know what kind of sound you boys need, but I could invent some sound for you. Have you ever played a theremin in 20 times gravity?
Don't bring up gravity training. Don't.
Oh, hey, Vegeta's bandmates. Did you ever hear the one where Vegeta couldn't trade in gravity training like Goku?
Don't tell the story.
And he blew up my spaceship, my model spaceship.
No, he just mainly talks about. This is Barry. I'm the drummer. I'm the new drummer. Yeah, Vegeta just talks about fish and he's talking about the strand he's raising out back that he never shares with us. It's not done. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get a hybrid going.
Hey, Charlie here.
Lead guitarist.
lead guitar. I know we're in for the long haul here tonight, Vegeta, but I'd like to get started. Like, my hands are getting cold.
Oh, I was hoping we'd get a few brewskis in. It's almost dinner time. We just got a whole mess of ribeyes I was gonna put on.
Oh, don't worry, Vegeta. I already cooked those ribeyes sonically.
There's no char marks. That's the point of having a grill.
Well, I mean, what's the point of having all those muscles if you can't beat Goku in the time in the chamber?
Right. You know what? Yeah, let's go. You're right, Charlie. Let's go practice.
Right on. Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak. and scene.
Oh, Daddy Vegeta.
That's a dad band song, right?
What song were you doing, or was it an original composition?
I forget. The title is Jailbreak, and I believe it's the Styx. Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak.
Is that
somewhere in the town?
That might be Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy, sorry.
Maybe.
There's gonna be a jailbreak. Don't you be around.
Look, none of us are dads, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, I'm in a dad fugue state.
A dad fugue? Which means, wait, are you a dad and then you don't remember being a dad?
I quite literally think that's part of who I am. I snap into being a dad for like extended periods of time. Mostly my cats are the only beneficiaries of it right now, but I'm hoping I can channel it like Ultra Instinct when I have a child.
They treat them like a cat.
And then Whis is like, you're treating that baby like a cat.
You sprayed that baby with a water bottle.
Well, baby's not getting on the counter anymore, is it?
That's true. That baby gets everywhere. Vince, your baby just hissed at me.
Don't worry, my baby's declawed. I know it's inhumane, but we kept having issues where the baby was scratching people.
We got him this nice crib, scratched it all the hell and back.
And I'm not paying for a crib twice. Also, ignores the baby gates, can jump right over him.
Comes to the bedroom at night, puts his ass right up to my face.
Stank baby sleeping on my pillow, shedding everywhere, growing new hair.
I'm allergic to babies. I can't get a good night's sleep.
Don't get me started about bath time. This baby hates water.
But look, when they're meow, and that baby just curdles up right next to you. That's worth it, right?
Makes it all go away. Babies' purrs are the best.
But then you do have to clean the baby box.
It's incredible. They instinctively know what to do.
Yeah, well, as day one, using that thing. Couldn't even move. Somehow.
You know how they tell you how you can tell how smart your baby is? How well they use their hands. Or their paws, I should say. All right, I think we're done.
All right, any more? Yeah, I think...
I don't have any more. I'm getting far too cat-specific.
I mean, we have to get to sort of the setup for the second half of the episode. Frieza just hiding the Dragon Balls in a corner. That'll do.
That was wild. I was like, wait, why not just drop them in the water that nobody can see through? I'll put them in this little alcove. Like I'm a fifth grader.
Essentially the corner of a room, almost on display.
I know. I'll put them in this curio cabinet, right by the door.
I could do some LED lighting to really accentuate them. / hide them. No one will think, look, this is some 3D chess stuff. No one's going to think that I'm going to just put them on display like this.
Who hides things in a public park, they'll say.
Mm-hmm. Who takes several years to build a memorial to the Dragon Balls he's trying to hide? No one.
It's dumb. Vegeta's dumb for what he's doing, leaving the Dragon Balls out in the open, especially because immediately after he does this, he senses some ki, thinking that it's Zarbon. No, that ki belongs to another person named Krillin. I don't know. I was wondering if this translated into yours, but does Vegeta remember Krillin's name?
I don't think he does. I think he just says Earthling.
And he shouldn't. He shouldn't remember Krillin's name. When he says, "Oh, it's that Earthling Krillin," I was like, "You don't know that dude's name?
My best friend.
That guy who almost murdered me back on Earth?"
Nappa in my head, you remember, right?
"Oh yeah, Vegeta. I wish you had let me kill him when I had the chance. His bald head made me feel like I was, I don't know, scuffed."
We can't have two Baldies in the show.
Two Baldies, that's too ballsy.
Yeah, that's what the producers said. That's kind of why you had to, you got let go.
Look, Vegeta, I'm fine with it because I get to live, like I said before, rent-free in your head. And I made cupcakes.
Ooh, I thought it was just a stroke, but I'm glad to know that smell is just the mental cupcakes you made.
Oh, and Vegeta, as someone who's in your head, I should probably say, get out of your head. Chase down that Krillin.
You're right. It's my in my end scene.
End scene.
In mine, there's a freak out when Vegeta sees that Krillin is zipping by with a Dragon Ball. And then he starts to laugh maniacally and say, "It's I'm the luckiest man in the world." Something along those lines, and just starts chasing after him.
Yeah, he calls him a puny Earth man.
I mean, accurate.
Accurate, but also, I was wondering if that was like a callback, like not a callback, but a reference to some old form of media. And we don't do research, so I'm relying on the listener to tell me if that's a reference or everybody's calling Earthmen puny.
Puny human is from something, right?
Right.
I don't know if it's just 50s sci-fi in general.
Mm-hmm.
Earthling is more of a diss than anything else.
It
when you
really
think about
is. It's like there was a show that referenced Earthlings as Terran, like terra firma.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that sounds awful. I don't want to be called Terran. I want to be an Earthling. If I had to choose.
Is that your preferred planet nomenclature identifier?
Earthling.
Not Earthman. Let's not gender it.
Yeah, I like it gender non-specific. I'm an Earthling. Thank you very much.
So not an Earthican?
Earthican. Where's that from?
Vince. We have to.
Wait, is this Futurama?
It is Futurama.
Okay.
My fellow Earthicans.
I don't remember that line.
Oh, what? They used it so much. I
know. I failed you. I
know what's coming now. The storm of listener feedback.
Oh, they're not just going to use the Fry meme? Shut up and take my money?
No, probably not. Speaking of money, here's a commercial. Look, once Vegeta threw those Dragon Balls, we couldn't be low key anymore. We had to get excited. I'm sorry. But we hope that doesn't deter you from enjoying the episode. And maybe if you're so willing to follow and subscribe to the show wherever you're listening to it. If you are on an app that allows you to rate and review, we'd really appreciate it if you would do so. Give it the highest rating possible, please, or be on. That's my suggestion, but you can be as honest with yourself as you want. If you think we're middle of the road, which honestly we are,
this is true.
We're trying to cook those books though.
Yeah.
But please rate and review us if you can. It helps other people find the show because somehow a lot of you have found it just by typing it in Dragon Ball. So that's fun and that's nice. And then, maybe share it with a friend.
Yeah. I mean, sharing it with a friend is a great way to solidify your friendship with them through the mutual love for Dragon Ball and podcasting in this unique little audio format. And look, we've all seen the headlines. Hundreds of thousands of podcasts were made last year. So we need your help to keep us from drowning in the sea of other podcasts, the sea of tranquil podcasts that we're in right now. And just do what Aaron said. I'm just here to chime in. I'm his hype man. Aaron Shelton, Kame house party. That's the chillest air horn you're ever gonna get.
Put that on a loop. Let it lull me to sleep. Uh, someone get me hype for sleep. Are there sleep hype men?
Hey, yo, it's me, the sound man, the sand man.
Sad or sad?
I'm the sand man.
Okay,
Sorry.
great. I mean, if you're not feeling great, we can talk about it.
Oh, finally, somebody's wants to listen to the sand man.
Wait, you're removing the N off your name tag.
That's right. I was never the Sandman to begin with. I was always the sad man.
Here's some. Well, bud, here's a nice herbal tea, a cozy blanket, a cozy throw.
I finally feel warm.
Yeah, put your feet up on this ottoman.
Oh,
Just look. Tell these people have to get back. Well, you tell me all about it. But ripping my mask off. That's right. I've been coring this whole time. And back to the show. Ooh,
who are you talking to?
Yeah, Jerome, he's all tuckered out from the fourth wall breaking and
Who are you talking
his stint on Shutter Island, living in Vegeta's head for a little bit. He looks so peaceful when he's sleeping. He's still eating beans.
Beans.
Honestly, that's my fault for keeping the beans so close to his bed. Let's see what happens if I move them away. Drag. All right, put it back. I'd rather not have beans than not have quiet. But you all enjoy the show and also get back to it.
Back to the show.
Gohan has buried every Namekian, put not a cross but a stick to mark them, which I appreciate. They're not Christians, but multiple fields. He has buried multiple bodies and made multiple makeshift mass graves. He is 5.
No child should ever have to do this. And I wrote in my notes, why did they make him do that?
I'm glad that's just show Gohan's such a good boy, right? Because normally on any other day, I think I'd be saying, "What are you doing? We gotta get that Dragon Ball, baby." You know, times of this doesn't matter, but that's Gohan,
To a T.
a kind soul.
He's a good boy, that Gohan. But the situation he is in is awful. He's bearing witness to a mass murdering event on a planet that he's not familiar with.
Like, I'm getting sick thinking about having to bury each and every individual Namekian, both young and old.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like, this isn't a bit.
No.
My stomach is legitimately turning thinking about it.
Younglings. He had to bury younglings.
I do want to ask, who taught him to bury bodies? Where'd he pick up that skill?
I don't know. I wouldn't classify it as a skill. But I'm going to say one of those textbooks that he reads so much.
The Mortician's Handbook.
Part of the Chi-Chi curriculum.
Mm-hmm. He learned to put those little screws up your butt to keep things from leaking. You know about that?
No, what is that?
Vince, in modern
Oh God.
I'm not going to say morticianism.
Morticia Adams?
Yeah. In Morticia Adams' book, Modern Cemeteries in You, there is like a plastic little screw that they put up the butt so you don't leak out your fluids. I mean, you're chock full of formaldehyde. They can't,
Okay, so I was wondering what step that it's in the embalming process.
It's late. Yeah, it's a later
late.
step.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you care?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I care?
You're dead.
Like I want my butt to be respected.
If and when that happens, because I do plan on living forever. I'm as a ghost to see that. I want to see what I'm kind of curious. Is the mortician going to be like, hey, that's a good old butt? Hopefully not a good young butt. It's a good old butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious what kind of jokes they make.
Oh, this butt's still 30 years old. Spank.
Yeah. Yeah, are they slapping me around, making me do like marionette stuff? I want to know. I can't stop them. I'm a ghost. The best I could do is like knock a bowl over.
See, my problem is when you get down to that stuff, like what they're going to do with my body to entertain themselves. I mean, I am dead, fine, but I'm a tall man, and I'm wondering who's gonna be like, all right, now make him look like a kaiju.
Are you'd have to get a specialized coffin if you're gonna go the burial route.
I know. Isn't that something? I'm so much bigger than the average human being that they won't even be able to bury me like normal people.
In life as in death, an inconvenience.
Yes.
This Vince.
Like, oh, he's going to need a size 15 grave. I'll see what we have to do in the back.
Gonna have to special order that one.
Hey, do you mind if we bury this one vertically? It'll just be easier.
No, the Gravediggers Union says 6 feet, no more than 6 feet deep. They that breaks a lot of union rules. I mean, we need to get a scab guy in here to do it.
He's got 6 inches above the ground. There's nothing we can do, fam. Hands are tied.
If you had a hat and sunglasses, I wouldn't hate myself or you being buried with just our heads sticking out.
We're in hats and sunglasses, heads sticking out with microphones in front of our faces.
Of course, we're buried next to each other.
Yes. My wife? No. My podcast partner and best friend? Yes.
She's on the other side. It's fine.
She's staring daggers at me from across the plot.
She's also above ground and is very upset. Rest in annoyance.
Oh, all right. Never mind. Skip it.
I mean, look, this is a morbid scene. We're gonna get a little morbid.
Yeah.
The literal gallows humor.
Mm-hmm.
But Gohan does get that ball, and it's very cute. He gets inked by a little ammonite, a miniature version of the things we saw in Fake Namek.
A little bit of a callback there. We
get to Goku. He's trying to do 10,000 sit-ups in 50G, but there's a goof him up. Daddy Briefs. Is that what we called him in that last scene? Papa Briefs?
Papa Briefs, Daddy Briefs, Zaddy Briefs, whatever we want to call them. That's fair game, baby.
Professor Briefs, one, that's an extra syllable. And that's work. Dr. Briefs doesn't have doesn't roll off the tongue as well as Papa Briefs.
It's true.
So he's Papa Briefs. Papa Briefs calls, says, hey, Goku, shit's fucked. Well, first of all, he's like, you're crazy for this one, training at 100G. Goku says, no, it's 50G. And Papa Briefs says, well, it varies because you're in a magnetic storm and you're going to be in this for an hour and it's just going to keep going up and down until you turn it off. And Goku's like, I'm stuck and I can't turn it off. That's it. That's that scene.
That's a whole scene. We really needed that one.
That's a whole sequence of will Goku turn off the machine?
Or like, can Dr. Briefs do something from where he's at? Because he can video call in real time in space.
Really? You don't tell me that you can't turn off a machine from where you're at.
That's the thing. It's like you could just remote turn off. You have to have that in there, Dr. Briefs or Papa Briefs. Sorry.
You can say Doc. I mean, he earned it. It's just hard to say.
I like Papa better.
You like it he does like it when you call him Papa.
Put your hands in the air, but you can't because gravity's unfair. Love it when you call Briefs Papa. But also, like, Goku didn't call Dr. Briefs, right? I'm wondering, like, I thought for a minute that I may have missed some dialogue because I was staring at Goku's gigantic muscles.
Oh, the most jacked of any Goku so far. But yeah, Brief calls in. Doesn't even wait for an answer. He can just zip in and out.
It's so disrespectful.
I know. Doesn't even cover his eyes. Are you decent?
Yeah. You don't know what Goku's doing. He's in space all alone.
As someone who lives by themselves during the quarantine times, you better knock. That's all I'm going to say. You devolve when you're alone.
Yeah. That's why I knock every time before I call you for this show.
You travel across state lines,
Mm-hmm.
knock on the door thrice. I do what I have to do to become a human again. And that takes as much time as it takes for you to get back to New York.
Exactly. And then by the time I'm back, we're ready to start the podcast.
It's an efficient process.
Mm-hmm. That's a little peek behind the curtain. See how the sausage is made? Your other favorite podcast do the same thing. Surprise!
Anything else with Goku's situation? Because that's part of the cliffhanger for this episode. We don't know if Goku's... I mean, we know, but he's just being swung around, getting knocked from side to side.
Right. And I think the last thing, and we can move on, is I loved the graphical touches of the electromagnetic storm, which was like very thin, wispy clouds in space and just normal ass lightning. It felt very early Star Trek.
Or it's just a bunch of cool colors.
Just cool colors, then some lightning effects.
Some negative scratches. So back on Namek, what it ends up being is this weird chase where it's Zarbon chasing Vegeta, chasing Krillin, which gets us to Krillin arriving at, what did you dub it? It's not the Kame Cave.
It's the Capsule Cave.
Capsule Cave, there we go. Changing that in my notes. And then I'll remember it. Capsule Cave. Bulma, again, we're reminded that Bulma would totally break quarantine because she's outside reading a book. Krillin gets mad at her, like, hey, someone could see you. Again, he's one to talk. But she's like, I got bored. I can't be expected to stay inside all day.
I know. It's such a triggering thing to hear.
I know, yeah, like, Bulma, no, don't you know? Don't you understand?
Bulma, there's something bad happening on planet Earth.
Just stay 6 days, you got this.
Bulma should have been able to follow the instructions that Krillin gave her. But instead, she's like, oh no, I let Gohan go off on his own to find a Dragon Ball by the same village that Vegeta destroyed. And wouldn't you know it, speak of Vegeta, and he arrives.
Oh, this ruled.
This is a nice moment because it's just like, oh no, the thing that we were hoping would never happen has just happened. And they like, Krillin is terrified. Bulma is terrified.
Vegeta just comes down essentially just to taunt them because he knows Zarbon's on the way. So it's a lot of talk of like gloating. Hey, I'm going to take all these Dragon Balls. You better not run away. I'm going to kill this woman. I mean, this is the first time, I think it's pertinent. This is the first time Bulma and Vegeta are face to face. And, like all great love stories, it starts with him threatening to murder her.
Yep. Just like all your favorite rom-coms where Tom Hanks was like, I'm going to murder you.
Also check through email.
Yeah.
You've got mail. Shit, wrong person. What's up? Because of your email, you sound hot. Let's keep talking.
The golden age of the internet.
Vince, do you know that movie's about two people cheating on each other?
Just like the what's that song where they take the ads out in the paper?
The Pina Colada.
The Pina Colada song.
But You've Got Mail is Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan cheating on their significant others via email.
But is email really here? I'm Dak Shepard, and this is Armchair Expert. But is email cheating? We've got sexpert Michael Bronner, and he's going to tell us everything we need to know, right, Monica Padman?
Look, I'm Dak Shepard. I need someone to tell my wife that emails aren't cheating. Please, someone. So Zarbon, he finally comes in. You know what's going down. I do have this line from Bulma where she says, in reference to Zarbon, quote, judging by his face, I wonder if he isn't a champion of justice.
Similar. Judging by his good looks, he must be a hero here to save me, right?
Oh, Bulma, you fucking suck in two languages.
But it's like we touched on it briefly, but it is an interesting little dynamic that's happening where this is the first time Bulma and Vegeta are meeting, and she's crushing on the next guy already.
Already. Well, she doesn't like this Vegeta guy.
No, she sees right over him. Hey, boom!
Ooh. She's probably just jealous of all the volume he has in his hair.
I would be. I already am.
Oh, same.
A natural hold.
I know.
Those Saiyans.
Oh, those Saiyans.
Those Saiyans in their natural hold.
Wait, didn't we get a thing that was like you can't cut a Saiyan's hair or some bullshit?
What?
Didn't someone write to it? Wasn't that a Master Researcher Nick email? Essentially saying, "Hey, Saiyans are born with like the same haircut forever and ever."
I think that's a Nick original.
Yeah, a Nick original.
It's a Nick Fact original.
But that's where we leave the episode. Goku swinging around, getting hit, and we're gonna have a face-off. Zarbon and Vegeta round 2.
Oh,
I don't know what Krillin's gonna do. Bulma's gonna complain. Gohan's on his way back. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Who knows if Gohan's gonna have to bury more bodies on his way home?
Yeah, he's Johnny Appleseed in it. Just burying Namekians. So in like 50 years, you get a fresh crop.
Oh, oh,
they're plants. Maybe that's how it works.
Maybe.
If you cut, you do a little grafting. If you cut Piccolo's arm off and plant it.
Yep.
Don't go to the store to buy your Piccolos.
No. Just use the Piccolo that you got. Take off a fingernail, spray it with water, put it in a paper towel, sit it on the windowsill until it buds.
Yeah, I saw those 5-minute craft videos about growing your own Piccolos in your apartment windowsill.
First, cut a plastic bottle in half.
Rub it in toothpaste for some reason.
Rinse thoroughly. Add Piccolo.
Hey, what are we doing here? Oh, God.
This is worse than the Mafuba.
I do like the idea of someone doing one of those Instagram videos and just getting Piccolo involved without him knowing it. He's just on the street. I mean, speaking of people on the street, we got people in our emails.
People in our emails.
And I mean, I guess we must have Beetlejuiced him here because Master Researcher Nick has returned with a little bit of KHP research. This time talking about censorship. They write, the reason that Dragon Ball Super is less bloody than Z is due to the changing attitude of Japanese children's media. If I recall correctly, DBZ originally aired during weeknights, where it was easier to get away with more explicitly violent content for a slightly older crowd. Conversely, Dragon Ball Super airs on Sunday mornings, the Lord's Day, meaning there are a lot more restrictions placed in terms what they can and can't get away with.
Interesting.
I mean, true. Depending on the nighttime is the right time for violence.
That's how I always thought TV worked for a very long time, was that, stuff on TV doesn't get real until after 9. Right, that's when sometimes you get uncensored Comedy Central stand-ups. It's like after 11 or something. That's when
Stockings.
Yeah, Silk Stockings comes on.
Yeah, that comes on at like 10 p.m. I think. If I remember correctly.
What was the HBO? The Taxi Cab Confessions was on at like at 11:30. Sorry, Mom and Dad. That's right. I took full advantage of that cable package.
Did you have a TV in your room?
I did.
Okay, all right. We'll leave it at that. Some of us had to struggle in the living room. Is all I'll say.
I don't want to know what that life was like. I don't want to participate.
With 3 siblings.
Ugh. Oh, God. I only had to share the TV with a dog and a cat. Only child life.
The dog knew to knock.
He's a very good boy. But that makes sense if in Japan that's what was happening. But then I also think like if there were so many restrictions in Japan, America had to have similar, like back when this stuff was first airing.
I mean, we did for sure,
but I don't know. America also loves blood. There's a lot of blood in TV, even dramatic shows that don't need blood. They're like, set in a hospital, so there's blood.
It's weird. Where can the blood come from?
Right.
I think is the question, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can't come from cartoons.
Nope.
Bugs Bunny never bled.
No. Tom and Jerry never bled.
Nope. They should have.
Oh, poor Tom.
multiple occasions that dude had his tail cut off,
Oh
or
man.
singed, or tied around a radiator.
Or tied to the bumper of a milk truck.
Oh boy.
That's one that I believe Max did to Tom. Max being the bulldog that lived in the backyard after a little while.
His tail, I think they tied a cast iron pan to his tail at one time. So it sort of rhythmically hit him over the head.
Not to mention all the Jerry Hotfoots. I can't believe that was an actual prank. And they still do it in the MLB.
They don't put matches in people's toesies, do they?
I saw, and it must have been from a few years ago. In the dugout, they lit some like athletic tape that they taped to the heel of this guy's shoe. They lit that on fire. Like
the match I understand, because that will go out fairly quickly. But athletic tape, I feel like that's going to last or melt.
Not to mention, I was going to say like the glue. I was like, that's not good.
How did we sneak matches into people's feet without them knowing it?
Simpler times, man.
We trusted too much.
Yeah, we used to trust each other.
This is why we have the world we have now. Too many pranks involving matches and feet.
Are you saying that society's downfall is in direct correlation to George Clooney's career in pranking?
Yeah, we can't brother against brother, family against family. But I'm sure there were pranks. I'm not going there.
I filled Billy's musket full of blueberries.
Our only ration? You fool!
General comes down. Oh, that's hilarious.
I replaced hardtack with soft tack. Now his teeth are going to get all scummed up, and no one's a dentist.
I swapped his socks out for just moss.
Instead of gangrene, I gave him gang blue. I painted his rotten flesh blue. He'll really freak out.
When he wakes up, gets back to fighting, he's going to be like, "Well, my arm's blue."
Another amputation for me, please. War sucks.
War sucks, and it's full of pranks.
The biggest prank. War is the biggest prank of all.
That's right.
We love these emails because they do take us to various. I was going to say wonderful, but I will just say various.
So yeah, we failed twice on keeping this episode chill.
We're so bad at it. I'm sorry.
They didn't come here for that.
Nah, you didn't want that, did you? You didn't want us speaking softly.
Yeah, you didn't want the NPR version of this.
Nah, you don't need that.
Where you can hear all of our mouth sounds.
I do try. Yeah. Keep those to a minimum. Thank you, audio plugins. But thank you, Nick, for writing to us. Again, if you want to write to us, whether it be some KHP research that you might have, a 1-minute roundup, anything at all, you can do so by writing to kamehousepartypod@gmail.com, and maybe we'll read it on the air. You can also chat with us on our social medias. It's Kame House Party on Twitter and Instagram. And every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, we are live on twitch.tv/Kame House Party. We are playing a variety of games, and we're having a variety of fun.
That's right. And we're excited to have any of you and all of you join us, if possible. Twitch.tv/Kame House Party. And with all of those plugs done, it's time to wrap up the episode the only way we know how. So, whether or not you are crushing on your possible murderer, or you're doing the Lord's work, marking the graves of Namekians fallen before you.
Boy.
Yeah, I did it. You gotta...
keep fighting.
Yeah.